There's a device that I've been using called a Whoop.
Hello and welcome back to IGOW. I'm your host, Dan Sugano, aka Skittles, and in this video we're going to be covering IGOW6 challenge number 8, that's the Mepsking Freestyle Line. At its core, this challenge was designed to test your ability to string together the tricks you have learned throughout the season into a cohesive freestyle line. And you must also be able to think outside the box to create your own new trick to include in the freestyle line as well. Let's jump straight into the requirements for IGOW6 challenge number 8, the Mepsking Freestyle Line. For this challenge, you must perform a clean freestyle line that is between 50 and 90 seconds long that includes all 6 of the tricks on the fundamental freestyle maneuvers list and uses at least 5 unique obstacles. In the context of this challenge, clean means that your freestyle line has no bumps, ground taps, or crashes, or even any failed trick attempts that don't result in one of those, anywhere in your freestyle line. Your tricks can be in any order as long as you follow all the rules specified in the following requirements. And of course, you're always welcome to include any additional tricks to the required tricks in your freestyle line. Requirement number 1 is that you must create a new trick, give it a good name, and then include it as part of your freestyle line. Now you're only required to perform the trick once as a part of your freestyle line, but if you have enough time, including multiple clips of your new trick and explaining what the name means or how you came up with it is very much encouraged. Requirement number 2 is that your freestyle line must also include at least 2 of the 6 advanced tricks and either one of the basic wall taps or a 360 ham. In total, this makes for at least 11 required tricks in your freestyle line to pass with a standard dose of Viagow. Requirement number 3 is that your freestyle line must also include at least 4 of the advanced tricks, a near perfect 360 ham in both directions, one of the basic wall taps, and one of the advanced wall taps that is done at least 45 seconds after the start of your run. And we must have at least 30 seconds between the 2 360 hams performed in your freestyle line. This will make for a total of at least 16 required tricks in your freestyle run to pass the full challenge. The fundamental trick list is as follows. You've got orbit, flip, roll, split S, power loop, Matty flip, and trippy spin. All 7 of these tricks must be included in your freestyle line. The advanced trick list is as follows. You've got power flip, half Matty, rollback, which you can do the juicy rollback or the back rollback, trippy rewind, immel Matty, and the Barani. The basic wall tap list is pretty straightforward. You have the wall tap with your nose up, a wall tap with the nose to the left or the right, and of course a wall tap with your nose facing down. Any of those 4 options count as a basic wall tap. The advanced wall tap list includes 3 total options, including the downtown tap, a Jackie Chan, or a ceiling tap. And remember, for all of the advanced taps, these must be done with a 9-foot high maximum wall height or ceiling height, and they must be done at least 45 seconds after the start of your run. Okay, now let's move on to the points of focus. The main point of focus for this challenge is that you execute all of the tricks in your freestyle line properly and with constant loop motion. This doesn't mean that every trick has to be done absolutely perfectly. No, it just means that you perform the tricks up to the level that was required for the challenge. So whatever requirements were set on the execution of the trick for the previous challenge, then that's basically what I'll be testing, or that's what I'll be looking for when judging this challenge. The next point of focus is on the nearly perfect 360 hams for requirement number 3. Nearly perfect is going to mean that you have the horizon level in your FPV view as you rotate, and you must spin almost exactly 360 degrees around. Also, remember that you must have at least 30 seconds between the two 360 hams performed in your freestyle line. Of course, if you choose to do the 360 ham as a part of requirement number 2, I'll be much more lenient on the judging. The final point of focus is that for all of the wall taps, you must contact the wall or the ceiling squarely with the base of your whoop and bounce off the surface more or less cleanly. You cannot contact the wall unevenly or with the front or back or side ducts. You must be flat and contact with the base of your whoop. And remember, for requirement number 3, you must perform the advanced wall tap technique at least 45 seconds after the start of your run. All right, now I want to take a minute to talk about this challenge's title sponsor, Mepsking. Mepsking is new to the IGOW sponsor family this season, and they have generously provided both a bunch of cash and product to be given out to the IGOW6 pilots in the prize giveaways.
Mepsking is a global FPV platform built by pilots for pilots. We design and curate reliable FPV gear so you can make confident choices and focus on what matters most, flying. We deliver flight-tested gear, expert advice, and real pilot insights, along with competitive pricing, fast international shipping, and guaranteed authentic products. We focus on value that lasts, delivering reliable performance, fewer failures, and less trial and error, so you spend more time flying, flights time fixing.
Mepsking is more than just an FPV store. We are on a mission to make finding right gear simpler and more reliable for pilots everywhere. From tiny hoops to freestyle rigs, track-ready setup to daily cruisers. This is where you find the gear you trust, the brand you love, the products designed for pilots by pilots. Backed by years of R&D and manufacturing expertise, Mepsking delivers flight solutions you can always count on. From the racing gates to the freestyle spars, Mepsking fuels your passion with competition. Great FPV gear with the new power systems, SD Racing Series, and the T-Hobby Micro Power setups. We are proud to power more and more pilots as they push the limits and dominate the track. FPV is more than just flying. It's a culture built by pilots, creators, organizers, and the entire community. Mepsking is honored to support global FPV events and local communities, helping pilots everywhere with passion. Mepsking, built by pilots, backing the community.
I want to give a big thank you to Mepsking for sponsoring IGOW6 at the diamond level. You can visit them at mepsking.shop. Okay, now let's get into the tutorial section of the video. The first thing I want to talk about is creating your new trick. This first requirement was designed to get your creativity flowing, not to stress you out. I am not in any way expecting you to create some amazing new maneuver that's going to revolutionize FPV freestyle or something like that.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
All you have to do is create kind of a novel trick and give it a name. Some common ways of creating a new trick is to add something on to an existing trick, or you can kind of just squish two tricks together. And this only has to be as serious as you want to make it. You can do something fun or silly, like last season I power looped a cow and called it a cower loop. So pretty much whatever you can think up is going to be allowed, so don't stress out about it. You just have to describe your trick, give it a good name, perform it as part of your freestyle line, and as I mentioned before, including any additional example clips and explaining what the name means and or how you came up with the name is very much encouraged. So while there are no actual rules for naming your trick, you can call it whatever you want as long as it's appropriate. But some of the guidelines I'd give is don't just name the trick after yourself. Like I wouldn't want to call my trick the Skittle Flip. I think that's kind of lame. Also, as you've seen before, I don't really like naming these new tricks just by combining the names of the elements together. That can work in some instances, but ideally you'll come up with something more creative than that. In my opinion at least, a quality name is one that maybe vaguely describes the trick motions or concept, and it fits the feel that you want to convey with your new trick. For requirement number 3, you must perform nearly perfect 360-degree hams in both directions. And that means that your horizon, or whatever is the equivalent of the horizon, must be nearly level in your FPV view as the entire 360-degree inverted yaw spin rotation is performed. And you must rotate almost exactly 360 degrees. We'll give you about a 45-degree window, so plus or minus 22.5 degrees. Also remember, there must be at least 30 seconds between the opposite direction 360 hams in your freestyle line. Okay, now I'm gonna go outside, find a spot to fly, and I will break down my approach when I'm attempting to create a quality freestyle line. All right, so I found this pretty sweet spot at the local high school. Now it's not ideal because of course we've got the concrete ground, but it is shielded off from the wind, which is nice, and there's a variety of obstacles all around me. So I think it'll work for this challenge. Plus there's some walls and most importantly a ceiling, because I'm gonna be doing the ceiling tap. So anytime I'm at a new spot, the first thing I do is kind of look around and take my first pack to just fly around the area and find what obstacles there are. Like around here, obviously we've got these kind of metal leaf things, all the trees, we've got the walls and stuff, and also look out for any potential hazards. So as you can see, all these roofs are kind of have a little overhang. You might not necessarily get stuck up there, but if your drone breaks or something, it's not going to be ideal getting down. Also roof over here, but in general, it's not too bad. Obviously the concrete floor isn't great either, but we're not gonna be crashing that much anyway, right? So first pack, just kind of want to fly around the area and see what obstacles you've got. Make sure your whoop is working fine. What tricks you'll be able to do on which obstacles. Pretty windy, so looks like I've got a ceiling here where I could do a ceiling tap. A little aggressive. We've got these things. They're good probably for Matty flip, split S, power loop. You can do pretty much anything. Maybe not ideal for trippy spin, but they work. Alright, so I also got some trees around them I gotta make sure. I guess I could power loop this whole thing as well. So the height joint need for that. Oh, a little bit more toss than I expected. Okay, there are some things here, this thing. Some good proximity anyway. Okay, we got that spot. We got, I think these ones are good for Matties. Do some half Matty here too. Oh, battery. Alright, so after you've explored a little, looked around, you're going to want to figure out which obstacles are the best for you to most consistently complete your required tricks. So think of all the tricks that you're going to do that you're required to do for either passing the IGOW requirements or all of the requirements, and then figure out which obstacles you're going to do which trick on, and then practice those obstacles or practice those tricks on that obstacle or string of tricks. Like if you want to link a couple tricks together, that works pretty good. Like loops with the loop variations or Matties with the Matty variations, etc., etc. But it's really up to you to put them together in any way you like and that you think flows together. Anyway, once you've practiced all your individual tricks or groups of tricks on the obstacles, then it's just a matter of putting it all together into one coherent freestyle line. Okay, now as the sun sets, let's put it all together. So I'm just going to kind of do them in the listed order, even though you can do any order, and stack the requirements up on top of each other. And then later we'll try to put it into a more coherent and flowy freestyle line. So we'll start off with the required tricks for everyone. We were a little twitchy here in the beginning, but we sure will smooth that out. Anyway, there's an orbit. Then we got a roll, a flip, a split S, a power loop, a Matty flip, and a trippy spin. Just have to do at least one trippy spin of either direction. Alright, so then I've done all those together. That's the pre-requirements for all challenges. I have just for requirement 1 to do my custom trick, which I'm doing Karuri. Alright, got the Karuri. So then I passed requirement 1. To get to requirement 2, I have to add in 2 of the advanced tricks. I like the power flip, power loop with an extra flip at the top, and I think half Matty most people can handle. Alright, so then after that I just need a near perfect 360 inverted yaw spin or a wall tap. We'll go in 360 inverted yaw spin. And then for requirement 3 I need to do the other. I still need a wall tap. And then I need the other inverted 360 yaw spin. Nearly perfect, 360 ham. And as well as 2 additional of the advanced tricks. So let's see what else we got. How about Immel Matty? I like that one. Alright, and Juicy Rollback's always a cool one. Let's see if I can do it under this tree here. Alright, and then the final thing is just an advanced wall tap. So I can do like a flip to wall tap or anything, but they all have to be under 10-foot tall wall or ceiling. I'm going to go for the ceiling tap here. Let's see if I can finish off the combo. And there you have it.
All right, so now we've gone through each of the requirements and at least we got a passing clip of just the tricks in order. If it's tough for you to remember them, that might be an easy way to do it. But ideally you want to put together like a more flowy freestyle line that links the tricks in like a nice way where there's not a lot of just extra flying around and setting up. And the more you can make it look like you know what you're doing and where you're going and you're doing it really smoothly and not having a lot of extra motion, I think that's what makes a really good freestyle line stand out even more. So let's try to put those tricks in a more appealing order and still get them all in there.
Here we go. Matty flip. Half Matty. Split S. Orbit. Inverted 360 yaw. Wall tap. Power loop. Maybe a touch. Power flip. Trippy spin. Trippy rewind. Immel Matty. Another split S. The other inverted cam. And ceiling tap. I think I pulled it off. Oh, Karuri. I hope that was in time. I almost forgot the Karuri. Oh my god.
All right, so that's the best run I got there. As you can see, before I kind of crashed my drone and the video started messing up, hopefully we'll be able to diagnose that as a wire or something and fix it. But for right now, we're gonna call it. We got a safety clip, and I think we got a pretty good, more flowy, mixing the tricks together clip. So let's go back to the house and make sure that everything is passable. So Editor Skittles here, and upon review of my so-called nearly perfect inverted 360 yaw spins, I do get the 360 degrees very accurate, but as you can see here, the horizon not level, not even really close, so that's definitely not passing. And if we go to the other one,
Could be rewind. Another split S.
this one also pretty good on the 360, but it's closer to level, but definitely not passable still for the nearly perfect part of requirement 3. It passed for requirement 2, but not 3. So unfortunately, that clip is not going to do it. So if I turn this in, I would fail. All right, IGOWers, I'm excited to see all the creative new tricks that you come up with and the sick freestyle lines that you put down. Good luck and happy whooping.